In this demo video, we're looking at creating a new enterprise subscription and the underlying organisation that owns that enterprise subscription. So once you've registered for the software, you can head up here to the My Profile page. Choose My Plan on the left. You can then change the plan and select Enterprise. Just note that you can actually have specialist subscriptions or seats in the Enterprise plan. If you want that, if you've got a business that has more than one seat, definitely choose the Enterprise option. And then initially you choose your subscription details, whether you want to be billed automatically or annually. And then you can choose the number of seats. It's a minimum of 4 enterprise seats, or you can actually have just a number of specialist seats, for example. So in this case I'll set 2 enterprise seats and 1 specialist seat. So we've got 2 users who are doing a little bit of LCA work but more infrequent, and 1 user that's doing a lot of LCA work. It's pretty much their predominant job. I then give my organisation a name. This information here will populate on the reports, etc. The accounts email will be used for sending invoices and reminders relating to the actual account. So once we hit next, it'll give us a success view, which gives us some instructions on what to do next. So rather than read through this, I'll show you what the next steps are. So you can either start modelling new buildings straight away, or you can go to the new tab here for your organisation and start adding other users. So I'll go to the Buildings tab. This dash will be more useful for you once you've got your organisation is active and you're creating projects, etc. You can see how much greenhouse gases you've been saving as a business or an organisation, how many projects you have in the organisation. Obviously the users that you invite to your organisation can assign the projects, the ownership of the projects to your organisation, so you never lose the intellectual property associated with that work. You can see which users are leading the way in terms of savings, and then a list of users here, their enterprise access level and their projects. But in the Manage Users tab, you can invite new users. So I'm going to invite a new user here now. That user will get a notification in eTool, and I'll just show you what that looks like. So on the left is my original user that's setting up the organisation, and then I'll log in as my new user, or the user that I invited on the right. You can see on the left it's still saying that that invitation is pending. the user that you've invited, when they log on next, they'll get this message in their home screen. You've been invited to the Beautiful Buildings organisation in eTool. Please click here to accept the invitation. And then you can accept or decline. I'll accept in this situation. Now back on the admin users screen on the right, on the left, sorry. If we refresh that screen, we'll see this pending update. So currently they have read-only access, so we'll change that, and perhaps John Doe is our specialist user. We can also assign admin rights to the organisation here, so they can manage users, etc. That'll allow John in their dash to assign projects to the to that Beautiful Buildings organisation. Note that users can be members of more than one organisation. So John is already a member of this Sustainable Design Co. But if they wanted to change the ownership of this project to Beautiful Buildings, they could do that. Once John's done that, then the organisation admins, such as Susan on the left-hand side, will be able to see John's project. John can also invite Susan to collaborate on the project, so actually give Susan edit access to that project as well. So if he goes to the structure level, then selects the Collaborators tab, which will usually be sitting over here on the right. Just change the size of this a little. And then he can select other members of the organisation to be collaborator, read-only user, or he can change the lead over so that that other user is the lead author on that project. So now that John's done that, if Susan navigates to her home page, she'll see not only her projects, but also projects that she's been invited to collaborate on as well. If an admin user wants to update the organisation in terms of the profile for the organisation, they can do this via that organisation tab. They can change the address. They can hide the organisation on the leaderboard. So we have a leaderboard at eTool that will make public in due course on the number of projects and amount of greenhouse gas saved, etc. You can also assign a custom disclaimer for reports for your organisation. If you have a disclaimer that's past your legal team, you can assign that here. You can also update a logo as well, which will flow through to reports that relate to your organisation. In here you can edit the plan, so you can add or remove seats or cancel the plan as well. That's about it for organisations. If you have questions, reach out or head to the support site.